In an unexpected and troubling move, the Biden-Harris administration has halted funding for the National Toxicology Program's critical cancer research due to budget constraints. This decision effectively ends the world's most significant investigation into the health risks associated with radiofrequency radiation from wireless technology. Let's break down why this is a grave mistake that puts Americans at serious risk. The NTP's research was pivotal in uncovering the dangers of radiofrequency radiation, which permeates every aspect of our daily lives. Cell phones, Wi-Fi, and other wireless devices constantly emit this radiation, and their use is so ubiquitous that avoiding exposure is nearly impossible. And the NTP's findings had already shown clear evidence linking long-term exposure to radiofrequency radiation with increased risks of cancer, specifically glioblastoma, a type of brain cancer that even claimed the life of President Biden's son, Beau Biden, potentially due to cell phone radiation. By ending this research, the Biden-Harris administration is ignoring the significant risks posed by radiofrequency radiation. Here's why this decision is so dangerous. There is no other agent or substance that we encounter more frequently than wireless radiation. Schools place cell towers on their premises. Churches integrate them into their steeples, and they are embedded in our homes and workplaces. Current safety standards for radiofrequency radiation exposure are based on outdated science. The NTP's research was crucial in pushing for updated regulations that reflect the latest scientific understanding. Stopping this research delays critical mitigation efforts needed to protect public health. Without ongoing research, we lack the necessary data to develop strategies to reduce exposure and mitigate the risks. The evidence from the NTP's studies indicated a significant increase in cancer risk from radiofrequency radiation exposure. By halting the research, the administration is effectively ignoring these warnings and leaving the public vulnerable to these risks. The real-world implications of this decision are dire. In schools with cell towers on school grounds, children are exposed to radiofrequency radiation daily. This is especially concerning given that children are more susceptible to the effects of radiation. In communities, churches, and other community centers hosting cell towers are unknowingly putting their congregations at risk, relying on outdated safety standards that do not reflect the latest research findings. For families, everyday use of wireless devices means families are continuously exposed to potentially harmful radiation, increasing their long-term cancer risk. The gravity of this decision is underscored by the tragic fact that President Biden's own son, Beau Biden, died of glioblastoma. The National Toxicology Program's research suggested that such brain cancers could be linked to long-term exposure to cell phone radiation. This connection makes the termination of this research not only a public health oversight, but also a deeply personal and poignant issue for the President. We must demand that the Biden-Harris administration reconsider its decision and restore funding for the National Toxicology Program's cancer research. Public health should never be compromised due to budget constraints, especially when the stakes are so high. The decision to end the National Toxicology Program's cancer research is not just a setback for science, it's a potential public health disaster. With clear evidence showing the risks of radiofrequency radiation, the administration's move to halt this vital research puts Americans in grave danger by delaying essential mitigation efforts. We must prioritize the health and safety of our citizens by continuing to investigate and address the risks associated with wireless radiation. Our quality of life and the well-being of future generations depend on it. This decision can have far-reaching consequences affecting every corner of our lives. We must act now to ensure that this crucial research continues for the sake of our health and the health of future generations.